Hello. I was so busy creating so much stuff yesterday and a lot of other things personally happening that I recorded videos, but I forgot to record just my small daily video that I'm doing for the challenge. So far I've missed, I want to say 2 days, maybe three. Uh, but neither here nor there. I'm here and I'm back. And I want to talk about it's February 1st. It is the month of love. And with everything that 2025 feels like 6 months, but it's only been 31 days, has brought with it, I wanted to talk about surrounding yourself with love. Because creating content, encouraging people is good. Helping people through mental trauma and emotional readiness and intelligence and emotional vocabulary and all the things that I teach is important in this season of what life has given us. But for everything that has happened, I just want everybody to pause, take a breath, and literally surround yourself with love. I do a consecration every year with some of my friends and family for 60 days, ending a year and coming into the new year. We spend time with God, consecrating ourselves with God. I start in November 1st through February 1st. I am praying and fasting. Excuse me. And in December, I invite the friends and family that God guides me to align myself with. And in this season, I was just more aware, sensitive to what it felt like to have vetted, trusted, sacred people with me just whenever I needed them. Even when they didn't have the time, even if I needed something or they needed something and the schedules didn't quite match, whatever, it was still delivered with love. And I think sometimes we make the mistake of missing that because the people closest to us are sometimes who we devalue or kind of take for granted because they're family. They're going to show up or they have it or they're available or they say yes. But I want to tell you, even if you don't have the people, surround yourself with things that you love. Long walks, good food, healthy food, good shows, movies. Even if you go off a little bit on a binge, give your nervous system the love that it needs. Because in this time, a lot of people are being productive, a performance change, a behavior change. But going within and finding that space that needs the most love, that needs the most compassion, that needs the most care is really what we should focus on right now. It's a lot of high chaos in the air if you're in America, because you could be watching this from anywhere in the world. But in America, where I am, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. And across the world, it's a lot going on around the globe. But these last 31 days have been tumultuous, to say the least. And I just want everybody to and just settle in to loving yourself, being intentional about taking care. and being cared for. That's another thing as far as being able to receive love. That's why you can't just be performative and behavior changes, because if you don't know how to receive love, you'll think you have to do more, to be loved or to express the love that you have. And it's not always about performance. Taking care of yourself could be rest. It could be intentionally setting aside a day of the week or a week in a month where you don't do anything but be intentional about caring for yourself. And those around you. Really let love in. Let love in. We talk more about output, 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 but be someone who is able to receive love. And in order to do that, you have to really have the self awareness to know what you need, to know why you need it, to know you're willing to do the work to receive it better, that you're able to give it better. You cannot offer something you don't have. You can't. Because even if you do, you're not doing it well. And I had a friend today support me and help me take care of some things I needed to take care of. And I was sharing with them how growing up, I always felt like a burden. I always felt like my stepmother always made me feel like I was always extra. I always seemed like I added something to her plate that she didn't want. And so I always felt like I was a burden, like I was weighing her down. And and the task I was doing today, one of the stops was to go to the store, and I was rushing. I didn't need to rush. I didn't have to, but that thing from all the way back there was present with me today, as so many other people. And so on top of all the things that are happening in life today, you bring those things with you in every experience. And I was explaining to this friend, like, I know I didn't have to, but for me, I needed to say it out loud so that I could continue to do the work to put that thing that I used in survival mode to the side so that I can be better at another form of receiving love. This person was diligently waiting, intentional. It's no problem. Do whatever you need. It's no big deal. I heard the words, but I still responded in the way that I may normally respond. And that's another way to look at how you receive love. It's not just, can somebody hand me something and I can accept it graciously and keep it and use it and do all the things. However people care for you, your reaction to it 99% of the time has nothing to do with them. It may be your lack of trust. For me, it was feeling like a burden. It may be a childhood experience. It may be a traumatic experience. It may be a betrayal. Whatever it is, the thing, your response to what is being offered to you has everything to do with you. Because every person is not coming into your life to harm you. And every person that is giving you love is not up to something. Every person that is offering their support does not have you on a clock. Every person that is in your life that genuinely wants to see you succeed is not coming with an ulterior motive. So if you have trust issues, if you have unworthiness still lingering around, if you have shame or guilt and or unforgiveness still lingering around, it's going to manifest in your life, whether it's blatant and loud and negative, or it's subtle and underneath every little moment that you have. You're constantly reevaluating and analyzing why something is, or how something is, or what it looks like, or are you being judged. Those are markers that you need to check. Those are things you need to look at and ask yourself, why am I reacting this way? Even when you enjoy it, even when you're celebrating, even when you think that, oh, this is nice, this is great, and then immediately you want more, or you want to take, that still has nothing to do with the other person. Now, don't get me wrong, there are bad people out here. There are people who also want to take. There are people who are giving with an ulterior motive, all those things. But we're talking about your reaction to the thing. And we're talking about when you're surrounded by love, when people are genuinely caring for you, when these people have been vetted and trusted. These are the people that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about people who, have done you wrong or betrayed you or hurt you, and you love them and you showed up for them and all the things. I'm talking about the people who are loving on you, because we like to talk about the outside things and not really look at us in the situation, or we're me focused and we don't see the love that's being offered to us. But I'm talking about surrounding yourself with love to give yourself compassion and grace, that you may be full, that you may then in turn give it out. But being better at receiving it makes you a better conduit to give it. And when you can be a better conduit to give it, it changes everything. It changes everything. Because if your nervous system is regulated, your mind is clear, your heart is open, you can now see the thing for the pure, innocent, genuine, valuable treasure that love really is. And I think the first thing about love we think about is romance, but it's care and love. Not love is not all encompassing. Care is a branch off of love. Part of my emotional vocabulary wheel. If you download the newsletter link, you can get that. Say what you mean to mean what you say. Download. But we have to know how to verbally express what we emote, so that we express it well, but that we also know that when we see it, when it's offered to us, we know what we're receiving. Somebody caring for you doesn't necessarily mean they want to be your mate, whether it's of the opposite sex or same sex or whatever your boat is. But somebody could just genuinely want to help you. Somebody could just genuinely want to make sure you're okay. It could be a total stranger, and not that you had to fall down or nothing. It could just be somebody walking by and wanting to make somebody else's day. Like, for instance, people, I used to do this a lot, and when I can, I still do. Pay for the next person coming in line, whether it's at a drive-through or a Starbucks or a coffee house or a grocery store. Paying it forward is another form of caring for somebody, giving somebody something that can fill them up, that fills you up. Fulfillment doesn't just look like romance. Fulfillment and care, genuine, authentic, intentional care is priceless. But when we don't know how to receive it because we're so guarded, because we've been hurt, and I understand it is work to move through that pain and grief and forgiveness. But that's the part that's intentional. Because when you are intentional about it, you will also, receiving love will help you heal from that betrayal. I want to trust again. I want to be able to say yes to this thing that's being offered to me. But I can't because I'm not really sure. But if you say yes to it, the more you say yes, the more you lean into it, because you'll see the warning signs if you'll let yourself. And if the warning signs are blaring that you're going right back down to the same road, just because it's offered to you the same way doesn't mean it's offered with the same motives. And if you see this person's motives show up, because they will, because everything, I don't care how, you can't pretend forever. You just cannot. The whatever is done in the dark will come to light does not just mean when people are sneaking and lying. It also means when their intentions are not good, when their motives are plotting to, I want to get in with you, be your friend because you got money, or I want to get in because I know you're a good connect. All of that is going to come out if that's the true means behind it. But if you're self-aware, if you're paying attention, if you're listening for the cues, and if you are willing to have the courageous conversation and ask the questions without assumption, don't make assumption is one of the 4 agreements, and you're willing to ask the questions, Be impeccable with your word. When you agree to something, when you accept something, see, test it, see. Don't play games, but ask the questions. If you want clarity on something, and remember that getting an answer is not the answer I want, it's an answer. And then you have to accept that answer and then move according to that answer. But back to the love that we have to work better at being receivers, I believe, because we want it to look a certain way, sound a certain way, and sometimes God is sending us what we need, not what we want. I know you want it this way. It's got to sound like this and look like this, and I want my sister to show up like this. I want my brother to show up that way. I want my mother to do this. I want my father to do that. Oh, my best friend would never. Um, I want my mate to show up this way. Oh, I hope the person that comes into my life to love me does this, and this. And God is like, but that's not really what you need in this season. I need to give you what you need so you can be the best version of yourself. And sometimes those truth tellers, those people who will tell you no, those people who will say things that will make you kind of shift your perspective or change your beliefs or make you pray and read your word. Sometimes it's the love and tenderness we need of love, and sometimes it's the sandpaper we need as abrasive to smooth us out, that we might be better and more presentable for the world. So you have to know that when love comes, even when it makes you uncomfortable, even when it gets you kind of squeamish and you're not really sure that it's what you need, but we got to be better at receiving it. But in this season, just surround yourself with love, whether it's people or moments or experiences or even your favorite treat or your favorite weighted blanket or your favorite slippers, or find something every day to ground yourself in the peace, of something that brings you sheer joy, that it can fill your cup back up, because going out into the world right now is extremely intense and draining. And when you return to your sanctuary, you need something or somebody or both that will give you that love, care, and comfort that you need, that will fill you back up to go back out the next day and fight another good fight. So that is my little story time for today, is to surround yourself with love. Whatever that looks like for you, whatever love is. Healthy love. Not things that'll harm you, but healthy, intentional love. Make sure you do your best to receive it well, that it may fill you up and fuel you to go back out into whatever chaos and tragedy that is going on around you at this time that you have to face, or that you just see around the world on social media and everywhere else. Make sure in this moment, in this season, maybe even through the rest of 2025, just surround yourself with love. And if it's not people, like I said, find the things that fill you up. Good music, good food, good comedy, laugh. I love the joy of laughter. Um, Maybe, I know some people who love to clean. I know some people who like to sing. I know some people who like to draw. Whatever that thing is, that when you kick your shoes off and throw your bra across the room, or however you get comfortable, and you run your bath water, or you take a hot shower and let it all wash the whole day off of you, make sure you got the right pajamas or slippers or perfect sheets and cool and fresh on your bed, or that really good snack you're going to have at the end of the day to unwind. Make sure it's something you really enjoy and love and indulge in. Indulgence. That's the word. Indulgence. If it's things you love and enjoy yourself, indulge. Take it all in at palate, every bite. Let it savor across your tongue, and just rest in the thing that fills you up. And with that, I will leave you. I hope that love finds you. I hope that you are able to offer it. And until next time, love well.